the full Dell, there were a lot of miscommunications, expectations, or new rollouts that is causing confusions over most of our team members, especially from the sales asking for who the leads are and processors asking why am I taking additional task or why is my current task is being revised or updated without any updates or notifications. So I'm going to set up a proper expectations for all of us from the sales and the processing. And if we have any questions, concerns, or suggestive ideas, please feel free to jump in anytime. So let's start. So the flow that I created is starting from the scenario or program review or rate. It will be coming from Sydney. So if you have any questions about the loan scenario or income or specific XYZs, go to Sydney and ask, such as, is this scenario workable? Or is the loan pricing, loan product available? Then Sydney will review the underwriting guidelines with you and then give you XYZ. And any questions that she cannot answer immediately will be logged and I'll check it at the end of the day or the following day. And second, pre-approval and pre-qualification will be dealt with assigned processor. So after today's meeting, I'm going to share who the loan officer will be signed up to which loan processor. So when you have any pre-approval, pre-qualification, any income review, it goes directly to the assigned loan processor. And when the assigned processor cannot answer any specific details of the instruction, income, asset, then that's when the file goes back to Sydney so she can give you a 2 cents about her procedures and underwriting guidelines. And assume that the file is pre-approved and pre-qualified. Now it goes into the ERP system through application. So we have 2 different ways to register the file. One is through application process from the borrower to loan officer. And second is the loan officer to the loan processor through prospect. So point is, whichever the borrower comes in or information comes in, it needs to be logged in with the rate and fee. So we'll be able to review the file with the processor at the same time. And from a prospect or application, any registered file digitally will be assigned with a processor immediately. So you can dive in to the comment section and then leave information in there. I'll give you an example. Let's say any new submission that came in, as soon as the loan officer registers the file, loan processor will be assigned and submission desk will be assigned as well. And you can leave a cheat sheet on the comment section so you don't have to, wonder around who to talk to or where to talk to. Okay, let's move on to number 4, submission. So Chi and Cindy right now is taking over. Last Thursday, we were asking Chi to do the submission and Cindy to review. But until further notice, we're going to keep this role as is. Cindy and Chi will be assigned the round robin. And unless you specifically assign Cindy or Chi, it'll be automatically assigned one at a time. So let's say if the system assigned Cindy 3 files, then Chi will be assigned for the next 3 files, one at a time, work on the ERP. So the ERP system has specific to-do list. So when the to-do list is fully backed up, then assigned submission desk will not be picked. So at the submission page, you can either pick Chi or Cindy, but if you leave it as blank, then it will be round robin. Once the submission desk register the file to the investor portal, then a loan number gets assigned. So we put this loan number into disclosures and April will do the disclosures. So any loan information, loan product name, investor name, or loan fee information on the ERP will be used. But before we send out to the borrower, we'll have a hard stop sending the initial disclosure PDF to the assigned loan officer. And once the loan officer agrees with rate, term, and fee, then we'll move on to next level. Now the file is e-signed, initial disclosure to e-signed, and approval certificate or initial loan approval came out. Then loan processor reviews the prior to doc conditions and then sends out to the assignees. So processor sends out the doc list to the loan officer and to escrow officer with initial loan approval PDF in there. Processing team, starting from today, please attach all the investor initial underwriting approval certificate as an attachment. And I don't want to hear something like, I forgot to, or I didn't. No, I'm seeing some of you still not attaching the initial underwriting approval certificate to the email. So please make sure we send out to the loan officer so that loan officer and the processor keenly communicate if there is a better way to clear the condition with alternative documents that we already have. So let me give you an example. I'm applying for the second trustee key loan at this time with Vista Mortgage. Appraisal report came in as a condition, and as I look into the appraisal approval certificate, I was able to overcome the full appraisal condition with an AVM, which means we didn't have to send anyone inside the house to inspect the condition of the house to clear the appraisal requirement. And there are specific terms and credit the appraisal score numbers that we have to apply and to provide to the investor to clear the condition. So to make sure that we're on the same page, you processors send out the PDF to the loan officer as well. Okay, we don't have to assume, we don't have to change any wordings. We're building a lock desk at this time, so but later on when the lock desk is operating, lock extension, expiration, all the details will be dealt with Chi. And closing disclosure, loan docs, and closing schedule will be dealt with April. So, for example, 1-0 buy down, lender credit assignment, CD not showing the seller buyer agent licensing number. All these details will be done by April. And once the closing balance, closing date confirmed with funding figures, and after loan is funded until our loan officer's commission gets generated, Vivian will step in and follow up with post-closing. So with specific investors, it's same day or the next day. Some investors are taking 5 to 7 business days. So depending on where we're going to, the turnaround time changes. So for example, NQM funding or Vista, any investor levels that we go directly takes about 7 business days. Any non-investor, regular investors such as New Wave, NMSI, or UWM Rocket, then the purchase time will be in between 1 to 3 business days. So our commission check will be released after notice purchased. So sometimes it may take a day or two. Sometimes it may take 7 to 8 business days. I'm expecting processors to have the ownership of the file from the submission to the CTC. So processors will order the homeowner's insurance, payoff, verification of employment right after the loan submission. You don't have to wait for the loan approval. And sometimes you're asking for escrow company to order the payoff or lost pay update. But my recommendation is for you to gain control by ordering the payoffs on your own, so you can draw the attention and calculate the closing cost immediately. In April, we'll order the appraisal report and HOA certification and income calculation. For now, assigned processor will review the income. So on Thursday, we're going to brush off how to calculate the income, and we're going to do 101 training until we master this. But when the complex cases come, when multiple employment information, multiple REO information come in, then that's when Vivian will step in and do the income review on our behalf. So processors are following Brenda, Yuna, Cindy, Hannah, and Vivian. Vivian will take over all the East Coast loan officers. And LO loan officer assignment will be posted later this training. These are the go-to list of people where we loan officers and processors are reaching out to. Any scenario, program, or rate update going to Sydney, pre-approval income, and pre-approval letter assigned processor. So whenever the difficult loan scenario or different loan scenario comes in, Vivian will still step in. So we have a file, for example, with a bank statement loan asking for personal and business together. Then Vivian will review with Sydney. Sydney will look for number of investors, and Vivian will review the specific income based on the findings from Sydney. And if Sydney can draw calculate the income at the same time, that will be the best. So loan officers, if you have 12 months bank statement and business narrative form, then you can submit this scenario desk directly to Sydney. Under ERP, you'll be able to submit the income calculation and scenario inquiry. This will go directly to the assignee. So loan scenario, for example, you type in all the information as if you're doing a loan pricing, and you will get a response back within a couple hours. Income inquiry, you pick which type of employer, wage earner, self-employed, whatever the type is. You click next, and then a series of questions will come. and you can click this business narrative form, download it, fill out, and submit it with the bank statement. Then you'll be able to get a specific response in given time. Some investors are taking an hour or two. Some investors are taking 24 hours. So please, we're going to still use the same Excel form. Submission, Cindy, Chi, round robin. Conditions, file follow-ups after loan is approved, assign the processor. LE, CD will be done by April. Lock extension, Chi. Funding post-closing, Vivian. Any stock file, any unclear with owner, with PTD conditions, that's when you go to Brenda. So processors, when you send out a initial loan approval email to the loan officer for the next 30 days, CC Brenda so that she can overwatch. So whenever she gets a call from the loan officers, then Brenda can search the email and dive in directly instead of asking for help or looking for different emails on the processing and giving tree email. Moving on, any escalation for the normal file when this file is stuck. When processor gets stuck or has unclear instruction or is asking for rush, ask for Brenda. Brenda will step in and she will either use the points in the portal to expedite the file review, or she may ask to provide alternative documents, such as one more bank statement or one more pay stubs to overcome this condition. Pricing exceptions and policy. When something out of norm happens, when you need XYZ that needs to be done immediately, then that's when you reach out to me. So when you skip the chain, as soon as I receive a call, DM, or text, I will reach out to Brenda, Sydney, or Cindy. And if any of these three did not receive any inquiry or information, then I will push it back to them. So don't expect a faster response by contacting me directly. I'm going to create a specific hard wall. And my expectation with submission desk is 24 hours, loan estimate to be issued within 24 hours, PTD to operating will be 48 hours, and docs after CTC 48 hours. Any questions, you can DM me directly and I'll assign you, appoint you to proper person who can answer the questions at the given time. Processors, these are my expectations for today. The ownership of the file, submission to CTC, you, the processor, will take the role, take the ownership. Any problems, any concerns, any XYZs coming in the way, such as changing the LTV, changing the income, you review first. If you come up to me, to Brenda, Sydney, Cindy, anyone in our office telling me that you did not know or you are not aware of how to calculate the income, that is not acceptable anymore. If you don't know, we'll teach you. We're going to figure it out together until we get it together. Okay? Next, Channel 3 review, credit report review, and all the checklist will be done with processors and loan officers. We receive loan submission page with lack of information, lack of documents, outdated pay stubs, outdated mortgage statements, and homeowners insurance statements. Submission desk, Cindy and Chi, I'll give you full authorization today to bounce back the file to the assigned processor and loan officer. Do not submit incomplete submission file. Okay? Because investor submission desk will also waste a day or two from us. We cannot allow our loan officers not to be in a position to lock in the rate the same day. If I submit the file today and ask for the rate lock, we want to be ready for that position. We don't want to say sorry because of misrepresentation or misunderstanding. And homeowners insurance, quotation as well, payoff demand. Some of the loan officers don't want to order the payoff demand because as soon as a refinance file orders a payoff demand, the assignee servicing company will reach out to the previous loan officer as well. So sometimes you guys don't want it, right? But if you don't want it right away, please leave a comment in the ERP. HOI, lost pay update, payoff, and verification of employment will be done automatically within 24 hours of submission. So if you don't want that to happen, go to the file and leave a comment saying, don't order the payoff, don't order the VOE until initial approval comes out or something like that. What we are seeing and hearing is loan officer getting a call from the borrower, upsetting borrower, saying that they received a call from HR verifying employment and income. Buyer may say, or applicant may say, you, Peter, loan officer, why are you verifying my information when I didn't fully commit to you? So something like that is coming up. But we created this flow to make things easier for all of us. Or let me clarify, most of us. If you don't want this automation to play to your specific file, leave a comment in there and we'll tackle one thing at a time. Income. Processors, you calculate and you upload the worksheet to the ERP. Okay. When you don't show how you are calculating income, we loan officers or loan processors or managers cannot help you. We can't find out where the problem is happening. Okay. So before you present any questions or concerns, show us what you tried, what you have completed, so that we can either revisit the same task and train you, or point out where the misunderstanding came from, so we can quickly go to the next level. Loan officers need to finalize the final income on 1003, so that we can either offer a first-time homebuyer LLP reduction product, or home ready, home possible 80% AMI product. It all depends on us. And my expectation with loan officers is to calculate the income as well. However, we will be the primary contact point. As said, 2 months bank statement is required unless for refinance, cash out, or rate in term, closing costs rolling into the loan amount. And DU filing showing the reserve requirements. When it's cash out, DTI above 45, we need the 6 months of PITIA reserves. If it's non-QM or alternative document product, then we need 12 months of PITI all the way to 18 months of PITI as a reserve. So we received 2 months just to complete checklist, but I want you to review line by line. If you detect or see any different rental income deposit or different payroll deposits, different XYZ, then I want you to immediately reach out to the loan officer. Any large deposit that is greater than 50% of the income, any EM that was deposited, any closing costs or down payment, you track it, let the loan officer know, and verify with the loan officer that both of you are on the same page, and the file gets submitted. And loan officers, if you know the answer already, don't test processability. If you know the answer to the question, leave us a cheat sheet on the comment section so that you can get into rate lock position and processors can submit the loan and move on to the next level. And LOEs on the credit report, when the name change happened, loan officers, please let us know why and where the name has been changed, through marriage or through citizenship or etc. We have a file that the borrower changed the social security number about a month and a half ago. If you know and detected the credit report doesn't show the borrower's social security number, you let us know. There must be a reason why DU doesn't run, but we want to find out the reasons why, so we don't have to be sorry to each other. I don't want to find out that the social security number change recently is inhibiting, stopping the DU run, not allowing us to submit a Fannie loan. So LOEs, liabilities matching to 1003 is a requirement. And again, submission desk, check before you move on, and it's okay to throw it back into processing team and the loan officer, CC both of them. And after you bounce back the file, leave a comment in there. So in case of emergency, if I need to step in or Brenda needs to step in, then we can make a specific decision within minutes, not in hours. And PTD conditions, processors will review the doc conditions and submit to the portal, to investor portals. Right now, the loan officers, some loan officers can, some officers cannot, but we encourage loan officers, even though you can upload the conditions, please run these conditions by the processors. We are seeing a lot of purchase files and refinance files, the loan officer uploading to the conditions directly and creating another issues and concerns. Every details, every step that you think it's important to the file, please note it in the ERP comment section. And any XYZs still is uncertain. Any topic that you want clarity on it, reach out to Brenda. So these are the minimum document list for the employment type: W-2, self-employed, bank statement to DSCRs. Those are the ones that's coming in the most. So on the first aid checklist, an MLO workflow chart, an SOP, and submission to funding, these all show the detail of each step. But I'm going to simplify the process by confirming the details with all of us today. And you'll be able to see the flow chart. Some of them are edited, so you don't have any confusion over a specific task that I'm assigning today. So processors, Brenda, if loan officer has a question about the workflow, please send them to these 3 documents. And then if you still cannot find out the answer, then reach out to me. And with Vivian's income calculation right now, for now, Vivian will be the go-to person to complete the income. But starting at around September-ish, I'm going to slowly push Vivian out from it and expect the loan officers and loan processors to master the income review. Okay. So to recap, this is a question that I received the most the last 2 weeks. Pre-approval process, loan officer requested with all these documents that you have, and assigned processor reviews it and help loan officers to create pre-approval letters. So for example, loan officer can generate pre-approval letter, but loan officer also can assign the processor to update the pre-approval letter. So for example, when a loan officer is on the go, while he's driving, she's driving, one can ask the assigned processor to send a updated pre-approval letter with specific loan amount, specific sales price if you want to put it in, with specific address. And assigned processor will send a pre-approval letter with updated figures to the loan officer and leave a comment in there. So if loan officers or any XYZs come into play, then we can always jump in together and help the loan officers to convert that file into an actual file. Any realtors originating the loans with GivingTree, specific situations may apply. And for those who's originating in Georgia, I sent the new compensation agreement with comp plans. Any comp plan that we signed up will be executed through a payroll system called Rippling. And after that fee is deducted, remaining portion will be 1099. So that is the baseline. And if you need specific information, then we can do the one-on-one call. And second, if you are the buyer agent and originating at the same time, we need the affiliated agreement signed by one of us so that we don't have to go over any compliance matters. And if you have any questions on that part as well, reach out to me directly and we'll do one-on-one consultation.